first of all, thanks everyone for coming out. I'm glad I get to give this presentation to you all. I really enjoyed my experience at 1 Million Cups so far and look forward to returning. I'm JJ Wickman and I'm with the Trading Post. So the inspiration behind the Trading Post and my journey in the stock market began when I was 15 years old. I watched a Warren Buffett documentary and he actually saved his money from his paper routes. And we all know his story. He ended up becoming a billionaire, major philanthropist, does really a lot of good for our country. So when I was that age, I asked myself, what can I be doing to maybe become Warren someday? So I started mowing lawns and then plowing driveways in order to save money at a young age. So then when I turned 18 years old, I got my first trading account. And then last year I competed in the United States Investing Championship, which is the only worldwide investing championship. There were 400 competitors, and I was the youngest one in the field. Unfortunately, I didn't win it, but I finished break even, and the market was down double digits last year. So I was pretty proud considering I maintained all my previous year's gains when the market was down. And this is my co-trader, Presley. It's my dog. So, and this is my setup. Every morning you'll catch me on the screens. And this is a little performance background of my actually trading results. And all of these results are in an account above $30,000. So it's not a few hundred that I'm throwing here and there. I'm trading like a real book. So the first 2 years, 2020 and 21, were very hot. And quite frankly, it wasn't that hard to achieve outperformance. But I was most proud of this year. When the market was down double digits, like I mentioned, I was able to maintain all my gains from these 2 years into what shows a clear outperformance versus the broad market and my stock trading. So this leads to the problem. When I was a sophomore and I came to the University of Iowa, I started to notice a significant growing problem of financial illiteracy in young adults, whether it be personal finance or even getting into the stock market. And this wasn't just me. According to a study by annuity.org with thousands of high schoolers countrywide, found that 86% of high schoolers were interested in the market, yet 75% never began because they were too intimidated or they didn't have the proper resources. And to add to this, throughout my 25 customer discovery interviews this spring and summer, I've found that the vast majority, even adults and middle-aged people, they're still very unsure and not confident, yet they still have the interest to begin. And the feedback I've gathered is that these people prefer videos and visuals. Hearing a voice and actually seeing a screen helps them follow along rather than reading through a book that's got lots of big vocabulary and it's hard to understand. And they also like analogies and easy to understand language, so you can break that down into an easy to understand context. And then also, how can they apply what I'm teaching into their own trading? And that's where the Trading Post comes in. So the first of our services is our Discord community. We have 20 monthly users, and throughout the Discord, we're actively chatting about the market. So I'm updating the community on the market commentary, as well as providing the leading stock setups. One of the biggest things, my competition, is they'll find the leading stocks, but they won't alert their clients ahead of time. So what good is that information if they can't act on the opportunity? And that's what the Discord community allows them. And then finally, like I was mentioning, is videos and the educational resources. And this is actually a screenshot of what our Discord looks like. So each night I'll send my top stocks, and then I'll record a 1-minute video with the key price levels so they can understand why I selected this stock and what I might like to do with it the following day. The second service we offer is our Portfolio Pulse daily market newsletter. And this is a stock market newsletter that's geared towards investors or traders or people that just like to stay up to date with the economy. And we provide a market summary, which you can see with the indexes with the green color code, the current economic events, just a brief few paragraphs on what happened, The benefits are it's really short and easy to digest. It's not only going to take you a few minutes each day. And then finally, it's unbiased and it's non-political. So we do report on political events, but it's just the facts. There's no side. We're not pushing any agenda because no one cares about my opinions. So we just keep that out of there. And then this is the bottom of the newsletter. We feature a book of the day, which is geared towards stock trading, with a little summary and a hyperlink if readers were interested, as well as a quote of the day. And usually I like to find old mentors or people I looked up to, find a good quote from them, and just throw that in there. The customer demographics the Trading Post is targeting is young adults, whether that be upperclassmen in high school, they're just of age 18, they can trade or get started in the market, all the way up into middle-aged adults. So when it comes to the college students, I'm targeting business, medical, law, and engineering, because usually these majors, the principles they're learning cross over very much to trading. So they often have a head start if they're provided the proper guidance. And the competitive advantages the Trading Post holds against our competition is really that we can get more in depth and personal with our clients. Our competition, very big, they're usually based in Wall Street, so they're dealing with lots and lots of money. They don't offer the market commentary except for investors, and that comes in an ad. It's got ads everywhere. It's just not a clean look. The interactive feedback is where we really take the hold, is that we can talk to members each day. If they have questions, we can get back to them in a timely manner and really just stay in constant communication. The risk management, when it comes to trading, it's key. You need to know how much you're risking. If you ever have hopes of staying in the game and achieving outperformance, that's something I pride the Trading Post on, is that many of our competitors don't stress risk management to their clients. Everyone has technical analysis, which is the charts of the price. But lastly, we actually go in depth on the trading psychology and the mindset behind trading, which is what a lot of our competition lacks as well. The core values of the Trading Post are first and foremost empowerment. We want to empower young individuals, enable them to achieve their full potential. And quality, we strive to exceed expectations with all the products and services we're providing to our clients. And then finally, sustainability, is we want to embrace sustainable practices that will allow for our future generations to prosper. For the end of year, some of the goals the Trading Post has is to publish an online personal finance course, which would be very starter, and this would be more geared towards savings, budgeting, deposits, rather than getting in depth from the trading, which would be right here. This would be an intro to the stock market for people who want to get a little more specialized. I'd also like to begin a seminar series where we can actually get into person, because it's great to see videos online, but if you can actually see them face to face, I think that adds a lot of value. And then finally, we'd like to grow the Discord community to over 100 monthly average users. And then finally, it's a go. We're really bullish on this. We see that there's untapped profit potential in Iowa City because there's a lack of competition or services that provide this kind of education. And then, as we've seen, financial literacy is a very big growing problem, as cited through my customer discovery and the annuity study. And then finally, we have clear competitive advantages against our competition. The fact that we can get in depth and then also offer a personalized stock trading plan for our clients. And then this is what our website looks like now. This is the home page. We've got our tabs, so you can actually click on each of these up top, and then it'll take you to a page that's more dedicated towards that. And then these are some of our past clients with testimonials. And then this is the Discord community, which you'd see if you were to go to the website. And that's my presentation.
All right, questions?
Okay, I have one to start off with. Fantastic presentation.
Thank
I
you.
think this is super exciting.
Thank you.
And with somebody with teenagers, I think that this is something I like to see my son.
That's good to know.
For your interactive feedback,
Mhm.
you're 20 users per month right now.
Yes.
What if that grows to 1,000? How
Right.
does that look?
Yes, so if it were to scale at that rate, I would definitely be looking to onboard
Okay,
members.
but keeping that aspect of it.
Yes,
Okay.
but that's the problem is there's not a lot of expertise in the type of strategy I'm teaching, so I couldn't just like put out an application and expect most people to meet the requirements or the experience I'm looking for. But definitely I'd be looking to grow the team if we see that growth soon.
And did I miss it? How are you making money?
So the Discord is $15 per month, and that's with our 20 users. And then right now, our newsletter is free, but we're looking for ways to potentially work in advertising, because I'd like it to remain free for people.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Do you have like Reels or TikTok or anything where you're kind of sharing
Yes.
the snippets?
Yeah, so I'm active on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and then we actually do post our previous, like the stocks we called out, say last night. And then this morning, we'll use Apple for example. Say I was looking at Apple at $100 last night. It's at 110 today. I would include a screenshot of and the timestamp of when I sent that last night, and then see what Apple's done only a day later, and then that allows them to see what they're getting, and then also that we do have proven results of successful stock picks.
What's your recommendation? Sorry guys, does anybody else have questions?
Yeah, you're dominating.
Go for it, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm kind of curious about liability. Do you have to worry about that at all?
So I do have a terms of service and a disclaimer, and no one can join if they don't meet the 18 years old and if they don't agree to it. So the reason I wanted to get into education is because I don't need any certifications to give this advice, because technically it's not educational advice, it's just my opinion, is how you have to state it. But if I were to manage people's money is when I'd start getting into having to take these tests, similar to being an accountant or something along those lines. You have your certifications, which this doesn't require me to. And I do understand the liability because I'm making recommendations and then people are trading based on that, but I do make it very clear from the start.
Have you consulted a lawyer to make sure all of that?
I haven't yet, but I've talked with people who do similar things as me, and they pretty much gave me like the rundown of the disclaimer in terms of service. But I think that would be beneficial to still talk to a lawyer. Yes.
Can you tell me how you segmented your user base? I know you said like 18 to 35 was your range, and you're looking at like business-minded,
Yes.
business majors, medical professionals, and you had technology on there as well?
Yeah, so I was looking at law, engineering, medicine, business, just because I was saying usually the elements they're learning, they transfer over into the stock market. And the reason I'm targeting young individuals is because they're the ones who are going to be leading our country forward. And really, the biggest advantage in the stock market is time. So I want to stress to them that if they can get started now, it doesn't have to be the biggest amount of money, but anything really counts at a young age.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you had two separate user bases, right? You have the business-minded kids who are like high school and college who are really interested in this.
Right.
But once you graduate from college, you have these other people who are like on the technology side and healthcare side. They've spent almost zero time taking a business class.
That's fair.
So they're the ones that are going to start earning a pretty significant income,
Mhm.
and maybe their financial literacy post-college is still pretty minimal.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes.
How do you have, well, first of all, I didn't catch your major, but how do you have time for school? If you're checking this, and things are crazy active depending on the day.
Mhm.
So if you're checking things at night, you're getting 365 quotes every year, you're getting 365 book recommendations every year.
Mhm.
That's a lot for one person.
You're right.
And how are you going to maintain that?
Mhm.
And at what point will you determine it's time to bring somebody else in?
Right, yeah, that's a very good question. So the past 3 years, I've only missed a handful of market opens. Usually that was from a long weekend beforehand. But I'm, for the most part, very disciplined with my bedtimes and my awakening. And I like to do my research actually in the evening. So that way, when I wake up in the morning, I can just hit the screens and I don't have to go and do an hour or two of research. So that'd be the open. And then based on my class schedule, I try to do a mid-morning class and then mid-afternoon. That way I can actually get home and watch the market close. And then from 3 to 4:30 p.m., that's when I'm typing the newsletter. So I've got the process down. Actually, the longest thing is uploading what I wrote to send it off. It's not actually the writing and the content generation that takes time. It's more the sending. So I think that's potentially somewhere I could save time. It's not trading oriented, but anyone can really upload a newsletter. So that's potentially somewhere I could save time down the road. Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Maybe you look into like a marketing intern or some kind of assistant to help with those tasks that aren't your, you know,
Right.
really strong suit.
Yeah, so that's funny you bring that up. Sales and marketing is what I don't like. And I think that's what I could easily offload to someone else based on my business model. So I think as we continue growing, that's what I'd ideally like to bring someone on the marketing side on. Yes.
What's your timeline for creating your educational like platform
Mhm.
content?
Yes, so I am currently in the works of that personal finance course I listed on for the goals. And it's going to be very comprehensive, and I want it to be chronological. So the elements I'm teaching, I believe, they're in order, the order you should learn. Oftentimes there's aspects of stock trading that if you learned when you first entered the market, it's going to go way over your head. So I want to progressively build upon it and make sure it's also interactive and they can use historical examples and then also what they're currently doing. That way it applies more rather than just like a textbook. I don't think they take much value from that. So I'd like it to be interactive and then, also include videos because it'll be asynchronous online. And once they purchase it one time, it'll never go away. It'll always be there. So that's where another benefit is. When we take our asynchronous online courses through the university, our dashboard just is erased after that semester. And we can't touch back and see what we actually went through. So this would stay there on the internet and they'd have access for years to come. Yes.
If you need any beta testers or just exposure
Yes.
from the Iowa EdTech Collaborative, so
Okay.
that would be a good medium. Again,
Yeah, absolutely.
Beta testers, market it, so
That'd be
we
great.
can connect after.
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you.
And have you done any student events on campus for engagement?
I haven't yet, but when school resumes, I plan on getting into Hawks Trade, which is like the stock market based club. So I'd like to get in there and that's when I was talking about seminars, potentially give a seminar to one of those clubs. And then Leslie Flynn, who also teaches an entrepreneurship class, she spoke about maybe bringing me in and doing like a 1 to 2 day like crash course on the market. So those are some ideas that are up in the air.
Just one other option for you is that there's an event management certificate program, and they will coordinate an event for you for free.
No kidding.
And so they're all students. So there might be a capture, they can coordinate and reach out and do all of the marketing. And we've actually found some really good marketing interns.
Wow, okay.
From that class.
I didn't know about that.
So there's several instructors. So yeah, we can find a way to get you
That'd be
connected.
great. Yeah, I'd love to know more. Thank you. Yes.
Long term, what do you have planned? Do you want to go to Wall Street or create a mutual fund or ETF or something?
So long term, my passion is educating people, and I think that's most fulfilling beyond the money. And I'm not in it for the money because I have younger siblings and they were like my beta testers. I was trying to get them started. And then my mom's like, well, you wake up for the market every day and you'd do it if you weren't getting paid. So why not start a business out of this? So I'd like to just teach people and then trade for myself. I don't want to manage money. I think my risk tolerance and time frame is different than clients would be. So it's just easier for me to trade my own money that way, yes.
So you're not planning to retire at 35?
No, I don't think so. I can golf and trade on my phone,
There you
so,
go.
I mean, yes, that's my goal, yep.
Any other questions?
Kudos to you for working so hard. I mean, it's amazing to hear about your time schedule and like just how you're so on top of it every morning and
Thank
night,
you.
so good
Lot
That's
of
a lot
money at
that's a
risk,
lot of
so-
discipline.
It
That's
is.
a lot of discipline.
At 47, I don't have that.
I know. So good work.
Well,
Keep it up.
if I slept in only a half hour, it could be pretty costly, so I need to be on top of it, yes.
And I'm going to steal your term, screens.
There you
Screens.
go for it, yes, thank you.
Any other questions?
If not, I'll ask our traditional final question. What can we as the community do to help you?
If you guys personally have experience in the market or you know of others, I'd love to talk to you or the people you know, just to get more feedback and continue building the Trading Post in the best it can be.
Excellent. Great job.
Thank you.